Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So today we're going to be continuing our conversation here on topping patterns, and today we're going to be talking about the tweezers. All right.
top,
Well, I
the
hope everybody
tweezer
had a great
tops.
trading day today. So today we're going to be continuing our. This is one of my favorite patterns. Technically, well, we'll take a look at it a little bit here before we get started. Everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off in the market, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening, and then we'll go through the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right. So SPX here, still green here on the month, so we ended up flipping green. We're up 23 points today. Not too bad, right? So what was pretty cool here is that we've had an inside week all week, and today was the first day that we actually ticked above last week's range, making it a full candle right here, and now let's just see if we can kind of continue to work up and see if that turned into a doji reversal candle. So we've got 2 full trading days this week to see what this week has in store. So again, kind of interesting, right? So again, these kind of little waves up right here have been a little bit challenging, right? And basically we're looking at this as an ABC pullback right here, and we're definitely looking at a bit of an impulsive move up right here. The real question is, right, there's still a bit of a bear count on this, right? It still could be kind of this 1 2 1 2, right? Kind of like 1 2-ish type move. But we're just going to continue to monitor it, right? So it's kind of maybe potentially a pause day. Maybe they're gearing up some energy for another push to the all-time highs, right? I mean, we're not that far away from it, right? So some pretty cool stuff there. Let's take a look at the intraday price action, and let's see what we've got here. So here's the Elliott wave count that we're kind of working with. So it looks like here this might be kind of like a finish to a wave up, right? Sort of like at any diagonal. So I wouldn't be surprised to see sort of an ABC pullback right here, and then see how we handle the prior upward trend line. And so and we may bounce off of that, but we're just to kind of see as this wave starts to manifest itself. So pretty cool stuff there. But again, here's the intraday price action today. Again, it was a choppy day today. This was not an easy day to trade, at least definitely not the market. There was a couple of stocks that moved today, but this was just choppy. I mean, look at the range. I mean, just up and down. There was some good stuff at the open. It looked like things were going to start to work its way down, right? So we got some short opportunities in here today. Like we shorted Tesla, and some other folks in the group were shorting other things like Amazon, stuff like that. So good stuff there. But then we kind of ground our way back up, chop. So there's only maybe like a few setups intraday like on the indexes themselves for basically some quick and not a lot of follow through moves, right? So pretty interesting stuff. There's a couple little ones here on the downside, but that was about it. Let's take a look at the futures here and take a look. So yesterday, it was an interesting day, right? So we basically pushed. Kind of really just amazing stuff right here, but it was all about the pre-market triangle, right? We were talking about this pre-market. We talked about it in the bubble report. Big momentum move through that level that got us up to the levels here, and really the key was getting over the overnight highs and the RTH highs and try to build above there. So we did do that, right? We gave a nice push up here and tagged some levels above, which is nice, and we're really not that far away from all-time highs. We're going to see if we can get through these 219 poor highs, and then maybe that'll give us the momentum to get back to all-time highs. So we'll see how we go from there. Otherwise, we may see that ABC pullback that we were talking about before we give another big wave to try to push itself up. So good stuff. So cool. So we're going to be tracking this going into tonight. So we're down a little bit here. We're up 2 points here, but a little bit of a pullback here this evening. It was kind of a push up and then a move down, but we'll see how it holds here going into tonight. We've got a couple geometric lines to keep an eye on. This is holding pretty well right now. So see how this holds tonight. If that breaks down a little bit, we may test a couple of these levels below. Otherwise, we'll see if we can break above this geometric line and try to keep going here on the S&P futures. So good stuff. All right. So let's talk about the topic here today. So again, we've been talking about topping patterns this week. Kind of appropriate because we're at all-time highs or near all-time highs. So sometimes it helps to familiarize ourselves with patterns that happen up here. And we're going to talk about the tweezer top. This is one of my favorite ones. I think it's actually, sometimes they call it tweezers top, right? Because it's like tweezers, but I just like tweezer top, makes it easier to say. So the idea with this one, guys, is a really simple candlestick pattern. It's 2 candles right next to each other, right? That have an upper shadow that are basically, they're supposed to technically be the exact same height, right? That's rare. You don't see that too much. When you do, it's exciting and all that stuff. But it's basically just 2 candles right next to each other, that are that are kind of working their way up. Sorry guys, these are pretty awful candles right here, but we're doing what we can. So we got this, and then you got this right here. So the idea is you're working your way up in an uptrend, and then or you're kind of grinding your way up right here, and then you have these two candles right here, and then they start to work their way down. Now they can be either color. Now for me, I prefer the first one to be a green candle and the second one to be a red candle. To me, why? Because psychologically, what it's telling me is that in this candle right here, we made a push to a very important level, right? And they couldn't get above it, right? And the next candle, they made a push to that same level, couldn't get above it. And if it's a red candle, right, it means that we not only couldn't get above it, but we rejected it, right? And then a lot of times we do see some downside follow through on this. Statistically, this is only kind of like a 50-50 move, but I have to say, like, where'd you get those statistics? They must have just been running a bunch of numbers on stuff that these patterns. If they're at a key level or a geometric level that we like to use in our group, these things can be extremely powerful, right? So let's take a look. Let's take a look at some examples right here. Let me try to clean this chart up here so it's not all up here for the for tomorrow morning. Let me just clean this up here. Clean up the chalkboard here real quick. 1 sec. So we got this, and this, and this. Okay, cool. So let's take a look. Let's show you SPX today. We actually just saw one here on the 15-minute chart today. So where'd you guys see it? Anywhere in here? Okay, let's go to the 15-minute chart. So right here. Now, not perfect, right? Not perfect, but close enough, right? Close enough for the stock road department, right? So we've got this here, right? It's nice right off of this level right here for the tweezer tops. Why do we like this one so much, right? Because it was right off of a key level, right? So the first candle right here formed your 15-order high. That's this green line up here. So you have one that couldn't get over the opening range bar, right? And then the second one that couldn't get over the opening range bar, right? And rejected it just about at the same level right there and closed with a red candle, and then that's where we got the downside move. That's why we were short here this morning in the market. So you got to love it. That was really appropriate here for today. And again, I love this. I see this oftentimes on the 15-minute time frame. It does, I mean, not often, but when I do, I get pretty excited about it, right? So especially kind of here where you get these two upper shadows. Again, it's ideal if they're kind of look the same. They're about the same size bars, right? But anytime you see these upper shadows like right off of a key level right there, they're definitely something to take note of. So good stuff there. And let's take a look at a couple examples here on the, let's take a look at AMD on the daily chart. So AMD on the daily chart back here, right? So before we got this move down, look at this right off of this level right here. So this is great. We had a nice upper shadow right here, and keep in mind, guys, this is all-time highs. So you think that's a key level? You bet, right? So we had two consecutive candles that closed that rejected that high level right there, right? And don't forget, this was right above these levels here too, right? So we rejected that level as well. So we had an upper shadow right here, ended up closing green, an upper shadow right here, and I love it how it was an inside day as well. This is actually a red candle, right? Because we closed below the opening candle, and look at the downside follow through. Once we took that inside day down here below the 80 MA, very, very nice move down to the cloud on that one. That's a great move. So, and that's off of a tweezer top on the daily, right? So, pretty nice stuff. This one here is debatable. I would call this no, because usually a tweezer's got the upper shadows on it. Here's kind of like a triple tweezer top right here, right? So kind of like that, and that ended up working its way down. But this, I would probably say no. This ended up closing at the same level as this, so it's kind of like a almost like a bearish engulfing candle working its way down. So we don't want to, force that one. But I do like when you see those upper shadows that are about the same length, and you have about the same length candle. A lot of times it gives a nice move, right? Let's take a look at one more. So Amazon is a little bit more convincing on its tweezer top down here. So it's about the same day that AMD kind of worked its way down. This one had a little bit more of an upper shadow. There were kind of small upper shadows right here, but this is kind of a combination of like an engulfing candle, because the value here, the open, was exactly the same as the close on this day, but I still like the upper shadows off of these levels. You can see we used that prior, how important that level was, and then that just turned into a great candle here, and then some excellent downside action off of that. So again, the tweezer top, great tool. Again, typically I think it has a higher probability of following through if it's at a key level. Right, so that's I think that would probably help the percentages on that. So, but statistically, I think it's about like 50-50. But off a key level, I think there's a much higher probability, because just the psychology behind it, right? Someone's going green right here, everything's great, and then you tag the same level, so they've rejected it. So anybody who's long there is just out, right? And then you can tell that the bears took over. So anyway, good stuff. So those are some more topping patterns right there. We'll go over one more cool setup tomorrow, which I think you'll like. It's not a candle setup. It's actually a chart pattern setup, and I think you guys will like it. But anyway, but until then, guys, that's all for this one. So I hope everybody found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff here. All right, so Suyak, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look and see what you got on the radar there. So you got Apple. So Apple, pretty interesting here. I kind of tweeted this out tonight. I was like, guys, just keep an eye on Apple right here. We are still downtrending, right? And it is possible, right, that it is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe working on a larger fifth wave down, right? So that's definitely something to keep an eye on right here. And we're still below the bump line on this one. We're in a downtrend, right? So maybe it'll still work its way down and test the 200-day moving average before we're trying to bounce off of that. So nice stuff there. Twitter, I haven't looked at this one in a couple days, but this was nasty off of the double inside day, right? This has got some great follow through the downside, closed below the 88 man, worked its way down nicely, gapped up over the 80 man, then closed below it here today. So again, may see some downside. It might work its way down to the 50 day on that one. Tesla. So Tesla again gave us some good opportunities yesterday. Some bullish price action, definitely gave some long opportunities yesterday. Some folks were brave and decided to swing it overnight and caught a nice gap up on that one here today. But what it's done here basically is form a trend box, right? So we've cracked the bump line right here. We actually kind of cracked it yesterday, but today we pulled off of it, so it was definitely expanded the trend box right here. So we're going to keep an eye on it, right? So once we close bullishly above this trend box, right, we'll assume that the short-term trend is up to potentially work on a run up to the macro trend line up here. But again, Tesla is still in a downtrend, so look for surprises to the downside, right? So good stuff there. Let's take a look at Snap Attack. So Snap Attack here with a rejection of the 80 MA on this one here, kind of back into the inside day range. So see if it tests those lows. If it breaks down below there, watch out. BA, huge move here today. This is one to kind of keep an eye out for a potential tweezer top right above this pivot level right here. So keep an eye on that one. Again, good volume today. Again, nice FOMO move. Tricky price action, but a strong candle. I know you folks were asking about it yesterday. And I was like, let's see if we can get some follow through because yesterday's candle was a little bit, it was okay. But really nice stuff there today. Great follow through on that today. So watch out. Make sure it doesn't reject those levels. It still could form like a cup. This could be the cup hand, and this could work on a handle and kind of work its way up there on Boeing. And then AMD. So AMD down to 77. Woo, back below the 200 day. Poor AMD. So again, yeah, nasty closer today, increased volume back below the 200-day moving average. So still blah, right? Still generally pretty bearish on that one too. And NEO, let's take a look. So NEO again struggled again today, back below the 80 MA here. So needs to perk up, right? So but it could be working on a kind of a wave 2 pullback. So that could be wave 1. We could be looking at wave 2, and then looking for a larger wave 3 up. So we'll see how that goes here on NEO. So good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. So we actually swung CCL overnight last night, and we got a nice run on it this morning for some quick profits. But fast pullback on that one too. NVIDIA. So pretty interesting on NVIDIA. This is kind of the wave count I've got on it right now. I'm kind of tracking this as a potential zigzag pullback, right? Because you can count a nice wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. And so what may be happening right here is that was your A wave. This pullback right here could be a B wave, and we might be working on a larger symmetrical C wave down. So the semis have a lot of work to do to get back up again. And it's actually, if you kind of look at it from a congestion zone or a supply and demand zone standpoint, right? You had all this congestion up here. To completely reject, it's coming and retesting it, right, and kind of pulling back off it. So there's a lot of potential for this thing to work its way down a little bit farther. Keep in mind too, at the bottom of this symmetrical move, there's an open gap right here. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on too. So you have this, right? You got this. If it ended up being a symmetrical move down, right, and kind of worked its way down from here, right, that gap would be filled in that symmetrical move, and then and it's a pretty good congestion zone right there too, so you might start to see it bounce off of that. So so we'll see how it goes. That's kind of my standpoint right now, but it is over the 200 days, so that's good. So good stuff there. And then Shirley, we just looked at BA, so we'll see if that gets any more upside follow-throughs. Good stuff. I hope you're doing well out there. Mosaic, yeah, this is kind of an interesting one too. Really strong candle today. It's kind of running into a major level, so I think it's a good one to keep on your radar for tomorrow. This is one I'd probably be careful swinging overnight, but we'll see if it gets any good price action tomorrow. Rig looking pretty good here too. Again, a lot of these transport type names are strong. So again, a lot of times, as you guys know, Dow Theory transports lead the market. So see how that goes right here on Transocean. So good stuff there. Genus. So this is a good one too. This one moving on the Roblox news. So good stuff there. Again, just a nice pop intraday here on the Roblox news. Of course, they gave a rubber band pullback on that one, but apparently they're going to be doing some like Roblox style shows on their programming or whatever it is. So keep an eye on that too. So that's very interesting as well. Nat, let's take a look here. Yeah, nice breakout candle on that one too. Another shipping company as well. So cheapo name, right? So a little caution of that, but it might try to work its way up to the 200 days. So good stuff there. Ollie Wally, what's going on? Roblox. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I know, incredible stuff. Great open on that one. And it is. You're saying Kathy Wood has bought some of it today. Nice. So definitely keep an eye on it, guys. This is one anybody who's got kids that play on the computer at all know that it's this thing is just a money making machine, right? So we're money taking machine, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on it, see how it goes. Again, over these highs, over today's highs, over the IPO highs, could give a trigger move, right? Maybe not necessarily tomorrow, but in potential future sessions. So definitely keep an eye on that one there too. So good stuff. So bullish bearish trades. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Walmart. So Walmart. Yeah, good candle on Walmart today. Yeah, I would like to have seen a little bit more strength on it, but let's look for some follow through in that one. Let's definitely keep that on the radar. Good find there. GM, one of my favorite ones going into tomorrow. I love how it closed right here. It's getting close to all-time highs. It's a little tricky at all-time highs. It's possible that it rejects it, right? But we'll see if it gets any upside follow through going into tomorrow to maybe to make a little breakout over those levels. So it's a little bit tricky there. It's a good level, but let's see if it goes. Nice find on that one. Cat, let's take a look. So Caterpillar. Inside day. So ended up closing up here on the inside day over the ADMA. So let's see, that's getting kind of tight up there, looking like a larger potential pennant on this one, right? So look for some maybe volume breakouts out of these. It's just amazing to see Caterpillar way up here, but look for a potential breakout out of that potential pennant on that one. Square, again, hung in there today. Nice gap up with everything else today, but rejected the 50-day moving average, kind of back down to the ADMA on that one. So good stuff there. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at PLTR. So again, PLTR got over the ADMA but rejected its geometric line right here. So let's see, it's got a couple days to try to deal with that. But if we can get a nice strong candle with some good volume, that would be nice on that for sure. DKNG perked up today. We were expecting it to. I believe we mentioned this in the bubble report. Yeah, we talked about this in the bubble report this morning. I mean, this is just we got another upgrade on this one here after its Investors Day, and it did give some good moves today. One of our members pointed out a real nice strong move here this morning to get out of the 15 warp high, right? Retracement to the 15 warp high, and then just ground its way up today. The candle makes it look easier than it was. Today's price action was not easy, but it was a strong candle for DKNG today. So nice stuff there. Michael, yeah, BA, I know, just epic here today. Just a strong move on that one. And then, yeah, GME. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, WSB would take profits for Roblox. I know, I hear it. What a down move on this one today. We were tracking this one here. Again, we liked it, but look at that drop on that. Brrr. Incredible move right there. Just what an epic move. And then the rubber band reversal after it was halted. Just incredible move. But it did hold the cloud. It held the daily cloud on that one. Pretty epic on that one there. So good stuff there. And then COS. Yeah. So COS, again, very, very interesting one here. A little bit more flow into this one here today. It actually looks pretty good going into tomorrow. Not bad. This sort of looks like what GameStop and AMC looked like the other day. How did AMC do? They ended up reporting tonight. Looks like nothing. I was expecting a little more action out of this. Let's see here. So looks like, imagine that. They lost money. And more than expected. Imagine that. So I guess it's all about the outlook on that one. So see how it opens tomorrow. Could be interesting. So good stuff there. Yeah, nice. Appreciate it. 2020, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at TLT. Yes, the TLT kind of doing its thing right here. Got over the ADMA on that one. So again, today was Treasury Note Day. It was, I was thinking it was going to be a huge deal. It just kind of just chopped today. But GLD looking a little bit perky here over the ADMA on that one. GMBL. Again, Gamball, so esports entertainment. So inside day here, upper shadows here off of the 8 EMA. Acre, let's take a look. Acres Biosciences. Yeah, nice follow through from yesterday's strong candle. Only thing it lacks is like any significant, volume, but generally doing okay here. Chart-wise, looks pretty clean. So good stuff there. And then BB, let's take a look. BB had a good candle yesterday. Beautiful gap up here today. It kind of pulled back. It's got a little bit of work to do to kind of work its way back up. Holding the ADMA here so far. So good stuff. GG, what's going on? SPY, bearish double top or semi-bullish, barely breakthrough, bottom long C down. You think nice? Bitcoin, did Kathy buy Roblox end of the day, or is she, or is that early day catalyst? Let's see. I mean, Roblox is generally this is a pretty popular name, so I think it's gonna be interesting right here. I don't know if it says anything on Kathy Wood here today, but I didn't look at her list of buying stuff here today, but it had a pretty good push here today, decent for a first day. Again, alternative entry type stuff, but yeah, we'll see. But overall, I mean, it was pretty well hyped enough. So good stuff there. AD FSLY, let's take a look. FSLY kind of worked its way up there at the 80 MA, so it's doing okay. Again, like we said yesterday, not a lot of volume. And then GG, sorry, you mentioned Bitcoin too. Big push here, guys. Fresh highs on Bitcoin. We've been tracking this in the bubble report here. So really nice move there because there's a little bit of profit taking there at all-time highs, but I wouldn't be surprised if it made a little cup and handle pattern to continue to work its way up. So good stuff there. Messy, what's going on? Gonna see. Let's take a look at Diz. So Diz, let's see. Diz with a double inside day. Very interesting. Keep an eye on this one, guys. There's been some put activity on it recently. There's the 200 puts were active 2 days ago. We did get some downside action off of that yesterday. We got a little bit of a kind of a greenish day here today, but just kind of keep an eye on the 80 MA. We got a gap below. Just keep an eye on Disney here off this double. It could be really interesting. Good find on that one too. It looks interesting. Possible contraction to expansion there. So we just don't know which way yet, but looking interesting if it breaks down below the 80 MA. So good stuff there. Trader New ATOS. Let's take a look. ATOS. Let's see how that's looking here. So again, kind of a penny-ish type name right here. So generally just kind of track your trend lines right here. So it did give a nice little breakout candle right here. Not really strong one, right? So just kind of keep an eye on it here. We got a bit of a trend box type move here. See if you can break above that level, right? Confirm above it, and then maybe retrace and then get going, right? That type of thing. So good stuff there. And then David, yeah, RKT. It's a great move today, and then a quick pullback off of this one here too. But intraday, really nice strong move here, but a fast, sharp move. That's why we like to raise stops and take profit, right? So especially with the crazy volatile market like we've been having. And then MTLS, let's take a look here too. Watch that upper shadow off of RKT. Same thing here with Materialize. Upper shadow here, red day after earnings off of the 200-day and 80 MA. So a little bit of caution there. And STPK, let's take a look. SDPK, strong candle there. All right, good move, good volume today. I like it so far. Just needs a little bit more work here to get over the 50-day, and also could be doing like a kind of like a bear pennant-ish type, flag-ish type move here. So just a little bit of caution off of that too, kind of rising wedge. So, but hold on to the cloud and good volume today. So looking okay, and energy names are pretty good today too. So tweezer top happens on the top and only can occur at the bottom. The tweezer bottom, yeah, you can get a tweezer bottom for sure. But since we're talking about topping patterns today, just kind of focusing on that. So good stuff there. And Matthias, yeah, FedEx, your dear friend, I love it. So good stuff there. Yeah, just getting really tight here. So. Let's see if we can break out one way or the other on this one. It's getting really tight. Honestly, for FedEx to really get me interested, some nice volume out of the cloud would be great, right? And then it's got earnings coming up too. So we'll see what it decides to do here for into earnings. But again, getting really tight here. So could be interesting. Good stuff. AD Fubo, let's take a look. So Fubo again, upper shadow here off the double inside day. It may want to pull back here and test at least a half of the double inside day range. And if it really gets aggressive, it might even pull back even farther. So a little bit of caution off of that one too. So Trader New NNDM into earnings tomorrow. Nice find on this one. So this is good. This has been on Paul's bullish radar here. Now we just have to see what it does into earnings tomorrow. So it could be interesting, right? So again, they report tomorrow before the open. So let's just see what it does, right? I mean, it's tough, right? Earnings are a binary event. So up or down, take your pick or chop. One of the three. So good stuff there. So yeah, Michael, yeah, semi's getting rocked. That's pretty scary with that NVIDIA count that we're looking at, So, but hey, I mean, the darn thing wouldn't go up for all that time. Well, let's at least have some fun taking it down a little bit. Goodness gracious. So, I am Bossy. What's going on? Good to see ya. How are you doing? Great. Can you take a look at Airbnb? Let's see. Airbnb. Yes, Airbnb kind of struggle right here. Almost kind of a tweezer topish type look there off of the ADMA. So just keep an eye on it, see if it continues to break down. It just does. I mean, honestly, it looks like this is basically in a channel here to the downside. So just a little bit of caution here off of this stuff right here. So see if we can break over these highs. If it does with some good volume, right, things might change a little bit. So. Some good stuff there. And then CLOV, trust the process. Trust the process. So, again, same type of stuff right here. Possibly working on a bear flag. The crab pattern may be done here at the 224, so it could start to work its way up. Otherwise, right, any further pullback, the crab pattern could go to the 3.618, which brings it down to about $1.50. Right, so we got that going on there. So, and then Apple, let's take a look. Again, keep an eye on that CLV. I do appreciate you mentioning it, right? So one of the things we are looking for is a nice strong day with volume, and we just haven't gotten that yet, right? So AAPL, let's take a look. So good old Apple. So Apple again, red candle here today, but a bit of a spinning top here off of the 80 MA. So just look to see if it breaks down there below those levels. Again, it's in a downtrend, right? We're still below the bump line, so and we're below the 80 MA. So we got that going on too. It needs, the market to get strong, right, for it to really move. So good stuff, Zach. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at W. Oh no, that's fine. Hey, we look at everything here on the show at the at the end of the day. During the day, we typically don't focus on these names, right? But we still like to look at it for the chart just to see what's going on. And sometimes we do find some stuff out there that is looking pretty amazing. So good stuff there. W, yeah. So again, kind of a bearish engulfing day here today, right? So a little bit of caution there going into tomorrow. Breakdown. It was low volume, but a breakdown below these lows here. You might see the 80 MA and a possible test of the cloud. So we got that going on there too. Yeah, hi, Buzzin, my pleasure. Good to see you. Combat, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look. Yeah, SNDL. So SNDL, again, the pot sector was looking strong going in today. A lot of them gapped up today, and then a lot of them pulled back, right? So it could be just a retrace right here, right? So it's, again, we were kind of expecting here's your hourly chart. We were kind of expecting a little bit of a pullback today, right? In fact, one of the things we were expecting is maybe a pullback to the 618. So we got about to the 382 here today. It's got a little bit of room to get to the 618, which is kind of a congestion zone. We can see if it tries to bounce off of that. Tricky name, right? But we're gonna keep an eye on it and see how it goes still. So good stuff there. Michael, what's going on? AVEO. Yeah, let's take a look. So you always, oh my goodness, look at that, guys. I mean, just seriously, can we just get something that just says, hey, get this one because it's going to do this today? Good grief. Incredible. Great find on that one there, too. So, nice find on AVEO. And then, John, let's take a look at Billy. Good stuff. So, Billy, again, gapped over the inside day and then closed below it, right? So, it's actually an engulfing candle off of an inside day. Watch for some more downside follow through, possibly to the bottom of the cloud. So, just keep an eye on that. So Trader News, CTRM, again, penny name type stock right here. Careful in case it's a bear flag. And then Ollie 500,000 shares. I know, epic. I love it. So the Nest, wow, good. Thank you for sharing that too. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, seriously, that they're pretty epic, and it's got a lot of room to grow. I mean, keep in mind, guys, like Microsoft paid $3 billion for Minecraft. And I don't think it has nearly as much potential as the Roblox does. So I'm sure Kathy sees that too. So good stuff there. The Nest, yeah, wow. Again, hanging in there. So it's still holding on to that 80 MA. So good stuff right there. Again, not a lot of volume, but could be interesting. LFMD, I know you've been tracking this one. LFMD pulled back right there off of the 80 MA, so didn't get the type of follow through we were hoping for. Watch out for actually more downside. I might want to retest the lows on that. So just a little bit of caution there. But eventually it might work its way up. TripAdvisor, again, pretty decent right here. A little bit of a bounce here off the 80 MA, so let's see if it gets any upside follow through. CF, again, nice find on this one too the other day with a good push here off of that geometric line. Now it's back to the 80 MA, so just kind of hanging in there. Let's see if we can get a little more volume coming back in it. The MOS, great minds think alike. Shirley pointed this one out a little bit earlier, but again, strong candle on this one here today too. I really like it. This is a good one for the radar for tomorrow to see if it gets any strong upside follow through. So good stuff right there. And Sharon, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Baba. For sure. Let's see how it's looking right here. Again, a nice gap up today and a nasty pullback with some dark cloud cover today back on Baba. So a little bit of caution right there. Again, a lot of charts were the same, right? We got a lot of rallies yesterday, a lot of gaps up and then pullbacks today. So it's really all going to be about what has relative strength and what really pulls back off of this next little pullback, right? So ideally, all the big names, like the big ones that can carry the market and all that stuff, get these kind of like 618 pullbacks and start to bounce. Otherwise, breakdowns below these this recent turning point pivot right here could see some more downside. So a little bit of caution off for that. So good stuff. Bullish and bearish. What's going on? Thanks so much. Learning a lot. Great. That's awesome. And hey, you made some money too. We always like that too. Good stuff. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Good job. Well, good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody for the GE with a reverse split. I love it. Are you serious? This is on our bearish radar going into tomorrow. Let me see what it's doing right here. That's awesome. So it's down like 10 cents right now. Yeah, crazy stuff. Look at that. Nice downside movement there. What's it doing here after hours? Anything? Just kind of drifting down a little bit. But yeah, that could be pretty wild. But good stuff there. Sharon, yeah, my pleasure. Good stuff. Anyway, Mike, thanks. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this evening. I appreciate the questions and the chart requests. Hopefully, everybody's been enjoying this series here. And we'll wrap it up tomorrow. I think we're going to go over a special pattern that we've never talked about on any of our YouTubes yet. So definitely stay tuned for that one. It's a cool reversal pattern. I think you guys will like it. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. For all our Bubble Report subscribers and our Discord members, we'll see you guys bright and early in the morning. And of course, everybody here who's subscribed on YouTube, if you're not, make sure you do. We also put a video out in the morning, too, for the Good Morning Market prep, so hopefully you guys will be able to catch that. And whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. It goes along the way. Even if you're watching the recording, we love to see those likes go through. So appreciate it, guys. Hope everybody has an awesome evening. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it so much. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay in the game, and we'll talk to you guys soon.